And welcome to Video Game Talk with Rich Alvarez. Today we are going to be talking about, well, you guessed it from the title and the picture, the Nintendo Switch, which in just 8 hours, Nintendo is having a live event where they are revealing some crazy stuff. We're here to talk about it, and it's going to be an amazing show. Alright, and without further ado, let's get to it. Hi, I'm Rich Alvarez, but you guys already knew that probably. Anyway, so we got a lot to talk about today. We're going to go over the games that have been confirmed for the Nintendo Switch, and also talk about our predictions for what we think this whole reveal is going to be. We've got 8 hours until the whole thing is going to happen. Sadly, I can't go until 8 hours because that would be ridiculous, first of all, to be doing this for 8 hours until they start. But also, I've got somewhere to be in a few hours, so I can't. This is, this is what it is. Anyways, yeah. So let's go over let's go over the games that have been confirmed for the Nintendo Switch. And while I'm doing that, why don't you guys write out what your predictions are for what you think is going to happen tonight on the Nintendo Switch live stream. All right, and then we'll also go over some of the rumored games as well. Here is what is confirmed for the Nintendo Switch. All right. Of course, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This was the flagship. This is the first thing they said this is happening for the next Nintendo console. I got to try it out myself at E3, and it was a pretty cool game. Now, we haven't yet heard whether or not the Wii U version of the game is still happening. I think it will, but Nintendo has, for the most part, stopped all promotion and manufacturing of the Wii U, so I have no idea. But of course, Breath of the Wild is going to be very much a Nintendo Switch game. There's also Splatoon that they've said is coming to the Switch, and it will have a possible update, or there'll be new things that weren't on the Wii U version, but that's the rumor part of it. It's confirmed that Splatoon will be for the Switch. What's not confirmed is if it'll be any different, or if it'll be just a straight port or whatever. Same thing with Mario Kart. They were showing off playing Mario Kart 8 on the Switch, and it definitely was Mario Kart 8, so it's not going to be Mario Kart 9 or anything. And it's the same situation. We don't know if that's going to be different from the Wii U version or a straight port. Just Dance 2017, if you're into Just Dance games, that's coming to the Nintendo Switch. How you'd play Just Dance like on the go, I have no idea. So it might be one of the things where you have to have it bunkered in to be able to play it. Sega is working on a new Sonic game, which is of course just tentatively titled 2017. And they haven't had the greatest luck with Sonic games the last 10 or so years, at least in my opinion. So I really hope that I always hope that Sega is finally going to get their stuff together and make a Sonic game where I'm like, whoa, that's the best Sonic game since Sonic and Knuckles, but probably not going to happen. Dragon Quest X, The Five Awakening Races Online. Now, this is really interesting for a couple of reasons. Dragon Quest X is the first MMO in the Dragon Quest series. So they're kind of pulling a Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 11 was an MMO, and 14 was an MMO, and I thought both of those were pretty good MMOs. I played Final Fantasy 11 for like 2 years, and I also thought that Final Fantasy 14 was really well made. So it's Square Enix, but it's the Dragon Quest team. I enjoy Dragon Quest. It was kind of always like, I don't know, maybe third or fourth fiddle to Final Fantasy, but for me, but Dragon Quest is still pretty good. I'll check it out. And then of course Dragon Quest 11, the next solo single player Dragon Quest game, is also confirmed to be on the Nintendo Switch. Yooka-Laylee is now confirmed to be on the Nintendo Switch, so that's really cool. So anybody who pre-ordered the game on the Wii U should be able to switch it to the Switch. And I know a lot of people are like, but we pre-ordered it for the Wii U, but it's like the Kickstarter and the process of developing the game took too long. That's like saying, like, imagine if Kickstarter was around in the 90s and you pre-ordered a game for the Super Nintendo, but the game finally comes out and it's 1997 and we're 2 years into the N64. Do you still want that game for the Super Nintendo, or would you rather just have it for the N64, you know? That's what I'm saying. Anyways, Stardew Valley. I'm not really familiar with Stardew Valley, but that's another confirmed game for the Switch. Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom, another game that's confirmed for the Switch. I don't know anything about. And Lego City Undercover. That's kind of an older Lego game, isn't it? Well, it's also confirmed for the Switch. Rhyme, a game called Rhyme by Tequila Works is confirmed. Cube Life, Island Survival. Shovel Knight is confirmed for the Switch. And then an untitled SteamWorld game is in the works for the Switch. Okay. Here's what's rumored. So, the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, of course, is rumored. It was in the one of the videos for the Switch. We could see the Dragonborn walking through and doing stuff. And, you know, you guys know Skyrim is one of my favorite games. And, you know, if it's for the Switch... I mean, I already have Skyrim for, PS4. I played it on the PS3 also, so I don't know if I'll buy it a third time because I can just play it on my PS4. But there's something, you know, I don't care for portable systems usually because, you know, I don't like to, you know, walk around with my portable system or whatever. I like to relax and be at home. But I gotta admit, there's something fun about the idea of being able to take Skyrim with me on the go. So, you know what, I might sucker in and get Skyrim for the Switch if it does indeed come out. So yeah, it was in those videos, but it's still under the rumored section. Nobody has actually, Bethesda and Nintendo, nobody from Bethesda or Nintendo has actually stepped out and said, you saw Skyrim in the video, right? Well, guess what? It's coming out for the Switch as a launch game. Nobody has said anything of the sort. So it's really weird that it's still a rumored title, even though we've seen it in the video, but nobody's confirmed anything. I mean, they could have just used it in the video, but that would be weird. An NBA 2K game is rumored. I don't care. Beyond Good and Evil 2 is rumored to be on the Switch. And, of course, here's the big one. The unannounced, unknown Mario game. And this was, of course, the Mario game that we saw in the video, and it was on the screen. And it was this crazy new Mario game that looked like, you know, it was in the same vein as, like, Mario 64, Mario Sunshine. Nintendo has, of course... not confirmed this game. So out of all of the things that Nintendo could be talking about tonight, this is the thing I want them to talk about the most. I mean, we already know what the Switch looks like. We already know essentially what the Switch can do. So why have all of this? January 12th, live from Tokyo, we're going to be unveiling new information about the Switch. Why have all of this smoke and mirrors if you're not going to be revealing something really cool like the title of your new Switch Mario game? So that's what I'm looking forward to the most tonight is that. Because if they're not going to be revealing that, then I have no idea why they even have this press event in the first place. Because, again, we already know what the Switch looks like, what it can do, and when it's coming out. So that's the only thing I can think of, that they'll be confirming these rumored games and of course, the Mario game. All right. So, we just talked about what's been confirmed, what's rumored, so I'm going to take it over to the live YouTube chat questions. Freebird Squadron says, Super Smash Brothers Switch is my prediction, and maybe it can come with the first 6 months. Oh, within the first 6 months. You know, that's a really interesting... I don't think that, like, HAL Laboratories or, you know... it wasn't HAL Laboratories the last time, was it? But it was still directed by the same guy. I don't think that they've been working on a new Smash Brothers game unless they've been doing it in total secret. My guess is that they'll just port Smash Brothers 4 over to the Switch like they're doing with the Splatoon and Mario Kart. And that way, you'll be able to just play it on the Switch. Now, whether it'll be... you'll be able to play people online that are playing on a Wii U. You know, that's, another thing. But, anyways, we'll see. No, Jumpmon says Mario Kart 9, ? No, I think it's just going to be a port of Mario Kart 8. Nintendo, the only new things that Nintendo is working on from their development team is Breath of the Wild and whatever this new Mario game is. I think, we'll see. Who knows? They could be announcing Mario Kart 9 tonight. Who knows? Ender Conqueror says, my rumor, a Nintendo meme will be born. Who knows? Yeah, somebody could say something funny, or they could do something silly that could turn into a meme, of course. Darkness 452 said, oh, speaking of Zelda, and then he said, I was commenting on your t-shirt before. This is Fancy Triforce. Of course. Of course. All right. Jumpmon says, I wonder if Kingdom Hearts 3 will be confirmed. Well, this is the Nintendo press event, completely unconnected to Square Enix or Kingdom Hearts. So unfortunately, Kingdom Hearts will not be mentioned at all. As far as whether Kingdom Hearts 3 will be on the Switch or not, again, that's going to be up to Square, because Square hasn't even announced when the game is going to be released on the PS4 or at all. So when Square finally talks about when that game is getting a release, it'll probably be a few months after that whether we'll get a confirmation on whether or not it's going to be on the Switch. So that's a long ways out, because, they just said, we just talked about this on Tuesday's episode, that Square has no idea when they're going to be releasing Kingdom Hearts 3 or the Final Fantasy 7 remake, because they're like, well, we got all this work to do, and we already said that Final Fantasy 7 was going to come out in episodes so that we could get them out faster, but guess what, it's still going to take a while, because we have one team working on 2 games at the same time, and for some reason we don't know how to hire more people. So so that's all I'm hearing from Square Enix right now. Anyways, let's see. Connor O'Donnell says, my plan for the Switch is to wait a year after it's released, March 2018. If I hear good things, I'll consider getting on it. If not, then it will be the first Nintendo console I end up skipping. Okay. So it sounds like, Connor, that you were kind of burned out by maybe the Wii and the Wii U, and you're thinking now, I'll wait and see, and if it's good, I'll pick it up, and if not, then this will be the first console I never get. So yeah, I mean, I completely understand. Nintendo is making the Switch to be something new and different because they understand that hardcore gamers haven't been satisfied the last couple of generations. The Nintendo Wii, when it came out in 2006, that was a huge success because it appealed to, like, the family, the soccer moms, and, like, they showed grandpas and moms and dads and kids getting together and playing Wii Sports, and that worked one time. When the Wii U came out, it didn't work again because you had already sold a console to that audience, and grandpas and grandparents, older people, soccer moms, they're not going to want to go out and buy the next console as soon as it comes out. Once they have the Wii, they're like, what's wrong with my Wii? It's fine. I can just use this. They're not as invested in buying the next new console like a hardcore gamer is, like, oh, I have to have the next console. So unfortunately, they sold the Wii really well to that audience, but they didn't realize at the time that audience was not going to be wanting to pick up the Wii U, and I think that's where they really missed the mark on the Wii U. However, I really enjoyed the Wii U, at least at first. I think it did have a lot of improvements over the Wii. They just couldn't get that third-party support that I think that they wanted, and I think that's the difference they're going to make here with the Switch, is we're already seeing all these third-party companies, Yooka-Laylee, Square. Square is coming back a little bit. I really hope that Square and Nintendo, they mend all of their, nasty juju from the 90s, because that might lead to Super Mario RPG 2, and if Super Mario RPG 2 happens, then I can die happy. And so we're seeing things from Warner Brothers Entertainment, like the Lego game, and we're seeing stuff from Team 17, Yooka-Laylee, Sega, Ubisoft, so I think that the Switch already is starting off better than the Wii U did, which started off with no third-party support, essentially. And I think we can really look forward to what the Switch is bringing. So, you know what, Connor, I would say to you, I want to say optimistically, don't skip the Switch, because I think the Switch is going to be the best Nintendo console, at least since the GameCube, at least. Maybe since the N64, I don't know. But I definitely, me personally, I'm not skipping the Switch. I'm going to be getting the Switch no matter what. All right. Freebird Squadron says, my friend was talking about a possible Pokemon game called Pokemon Stars. Oh, because Sun, Moon, Stars. Yeah, that's a huge rumor that, of course, they're going to make Sun and Moon one game for the Switch called Pokemon Stars. But again, that's just a rumor. When you play Pokemon Sun and Moon, you might notice that they don't use the 2 screens at the same time as much as previous Pokemon games did. Most of the action really just focuses on one screen. My prediction is that it was kind of made to be on one screen because they were already thinking forward. They had the foresight to think that this was going to be ported to the Nintendo Switch. So whether Sun and Moon just gets a direct port to the Switch, or they combine them into one game, maybe called Pokemon Stars, maybe called something else, over to the Switch, I think that it'll be a really easy port. And it'll be fun if for once we can actually play a mainstream generation Pokemon game on a console. That'll be really nice. Green Goomba Stomper says Nintendo Switch for $20 times 12.5. Yes, Freebird Squadron, they are going to make a Sonic game. It's classified as Project Sonic 2017. You might have said this before I went over the list of the stuff, including the Sonic game. Richie, what are your expectations on the Nintendo Switch, says Electric Hazard? Well, as I've already said, I'm really excited for it. I know that, like, I had kind of mixed reactions when they first came out with it because, the first rumors of the Switch were that it was going to be this, like, huge, like, more powerful than the PS4 Pro console. And, that kind of got me excited for something like that. And then they started talking about it being possibly a portable hybrid system. And so at first I was like, it kind of got me a little bit of I had to get used to the idea. But once I got used to the idea and started thinking about the potential of the console, I got really excited. And I think that, me and Jackie and Chris and everybody, we are really excited to try out the Nintendo Switch. I mean, we got to try out Breath of the Wild at E3, but we were playing it on the Wii U. They only had the Wii U, of course. They didn't want anybody to see what the Switch looked like at the time. And, I think all I know is I'm really excited about it. My expectations is that it's going to be awesome. All right, moving on. Jonathan Libert says, can anyone tell me when the presentation is? Well, the presentation is about 7.5 hours from now. It's 8 p.m. my time. It's going to be 8 p.m. my time, Pacific Standard Time. And it's going to be 11 p.m. on the East Coast. So if you live in New York, it'll be at 11 p.m. It's going to be a late one. And the reason why is because it's coming live from Tokyo. So it's like, I don't know, afternoon to them, like at noon or something. Let's see here. Skyrim 2011 or Skyrim 2016 for Switch? Well, I can only imagine that it'll be the new remastered Skyrim that they just put out on the PS4 for the Switch. Whether it'll look as good, I don't know. But I mean, there's, I guess that's a good point, because if it looks as good as it does on the PS4, it's going to need to be like, the remastered. That's what the remastered is. Can the Switch handle that? I have no idea. Maybe that's why that game is still in the rumored section, because since they haven't announced anything, we have no idea. I think, though, once Bethesda or Nintendo comes out to confirm Skyrim on the Switch, I don't think it'll be the 2011 version or the 2016 version. It'll be a special version that looks better than the 2011 version, but maybe not as good as the 2016 version, that is made specifically for the Nintendo Switch. I mean, it's going to have to be, because the controls are going to be different and everything. Xander Brow says, I hear the new Mario game is going to be stupid Mario Brothers Universe Switch. Well, Xander Brow, that's some extreme wishful thinking. But I don't think Nintendo has any plans to make a stupid Mario Brothers game anytime soon, unfortunately. As much as it would excite me, but then I'd be like, oh, that's really cool, Nintendo. I'm glad you're making a stupid Mario Bros. Game, but, am I going to get some credit? I mean, I know you own the characters, but, no, they'd probably just be like, no. I would be probably visibly upset if they went with my idea without telling me, but that's okay. They, there would still be a part of me be like, you know what, yeah. Anyways, let's move on, because that's not what we're talking about today. Let's see. Just looking for good questions. Let's see here. Paper Mario multiplayer. That's an interesting idea. This is another one from Xander Brow. Theory on new Mario game, Paper Mario multiplayer. So what is it? Nothing. Theory on new Mario game, Paper Mario multiplayer. That, because I mean they did it with the new Mario games, this Super Mario Brothers, New Super Mario Brothers, New Super Mario Bros. U, etc. Is you can finally have up to 4 people playing on the screen at the same time. So I know it would be a little bit trickier with the Paper Mario game because it's an RPG, but I think they could somehow make it work a little bit. Let's see here. Xanderbrow says, "Did I miss Wake Up Jacks earlier?" Well, today is Thursday, so there was no Wake Up Jacks today. But there was a Wake Up Jacks yesterday. And so, this is for my channel. So, just in case you guys didn't know, Wake Up Jacks is now on Wednesdays too. So, it's every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But no, Xanderbrow, you did not miss one today. Gray says, "Let's get a Mother 3 port, a DK64 sequel, and a new character revealed for the Smash Switch port." Well, a Donkey Kong 64 sequel is probably never going to happen because, of course, Nintendo and Rareware have severed ties. And even if they did get back together, all the people that worked at Rareware that worked on Donkey Kong 64 are now working at Playtonic and Team 17. So that's just that's a whole mess that'll probably never get solved. And maybe they could hire Team 17 / Platonic to make a new Donkey Kong game, and it could kind of be in the same vein as Donkey Kong 64. Who knows? Anything is possible at this point. Yeah, Mother 3, I cannot believe that game has not come to America yet. So that definitely needs a port somewhere. Super Mario RPG 2 must happen. I agree. FNAF fan says, "No more new characters." Probably referring to Smash or something. Let's see here. Stupid Beagle review says, "I feel like this is a really dumb question. What time does it air?" And I understand a lot of people don't understand because, the time zones and everything. Again, it will be 8 p.m. Pacific time if you're in California, or 11 p.m. If you're on the East Coast in New York. And, I guess you can figure out where it's going to be for you from there. Anthony DePiro says, "I see a cat behind you." He's over there now. You probably can't see him now because he's on the floor. But that is Banjo. He was previously known as Rodney, but that's the cat that we are fostering. The little gray cat. Not to be confused with our white cat, Rufus, who's somewhere in the other room. Alright. Let's see. You guys have so many questions, and I'm not going to be able to get to all of them, unfortunately. Yes, Ender Conquer, Pokemon Stars rumor. Again, that's a big, who knows? Maybe they'll talk about Pokemon tonight. I actually hope that they do, so that way they can confirm whether or not. Even if it's not coming to the Switch, I wish they just say it's not coming to the Switch, just so we know for sure whether or not it's coming to the Switch, because that would be very helpful indeed. JLat64 says, "I'm so hyped for that new 3D Mario. Can't wait to see what goodies it holds. I hope it's as good or better than Mario Galaxy." I like Mario Galaxy, but I didn't like it as much as Super Mario Sunshine, and I didn't like Super Mario Sunshine as much as I like Super Mario 64. What I saw in that Switch video looked like something akin to Super Mario 64, so I really hope that it's going to be a huge open world platformer, and I have huge expectations. Pokemon Battle Revolution 2, perhaps? I don't know, maybe. Let's see here. What else? Swack24 says, "Are you excited that the Switch is going back to the cart-based, which means almost no loading times and no installing to save free data for more games and maybe DLC?" I think it makes sense how small the system is, that it is on well, it's actually kind of like on a glorified SD card. It's not really a cartridge. I know they want to say cartridge because that's what Nintendo used to use, but it's not really cartridge. It's just like a proprietary SD card. It's not exactly an SD card. That's why I say it's proprietary. It's its own version of the SD card. But yes, it means that without a disc, now there's going to be virtually no load times. Everything's going to be running really smooth, and yes, I am excited for that as well. Ender Conquer says, "I feel like they're going to focus more on what the Switch has than the game reveals last." Maybe. Again, we have no idea. All they've said is that they're going to be revealing new stuff. Yes, Gaming Sense says, I like Super Mario 64. It had a hub world. Yes, it was a pinnacle part of 90s platforming, and I would love to have that back. I'm a big fat butt, says Kitty. Oh yeah, Rodney's Banjo. Sorry, his new name is Banjo. He's back on the couch. Let's see here. Yeah, ukulele has already been confirmed for the Switch, Gray. Nestorn109 says, I'm not buying a Switch right away because I just bought a gaming PC. Well, there you go. FNAF says, I personally didn't like Galaxy because I was a lot younger when it came out, so I didn't get the controls. But I will definitely try it again, and maybe I'll like it. Yeah. All right, let's see. How long have we been going for? About 25 minutes. I guess that's pretty good for Game Talk. Game Talk is a little bit different than, say, when we Let's Play for an hour because, we were having fun playing. For Game Talk, the last one was about 24 minutes. I think that's where I'm kind of at with this show right now until I figure out how to make it longer. But, yeah, so we went over what games are confirmed, what games are rumored. We went over your predictions. We've gone over my predictions. And I think that's pretty much about it. I'm really excited for tonight and figuring out what Nintendo is unveiling. So, yeah, that's about it. All right, guys, I hope you had fun. Don't forget that Video Game Talk is every Tuesday and Thursday at noon Pacific Standard Time. And this is the next time that we will be live is actually tonight. Don't forget we have a super special event. Again, talking about Wake Up Jacks tonight at 10 p.m., around 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is Stay Up Jacks. Which is not only really funny because, Wake Up Jacks, Stay Up Jacks. It's going to be a really fun, a really special event. So if you are up really late and you want to stay up with Jacks, Stay Up Jacks starts at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Christine, my sister, will be there, and I will pop in and out of there too. And there's going to be lots of fun. And, Jackie's over here playing Binding of Isaac. But Jackie over there, what are you guys going to be doing tonight?
I have no clue.
She has no clue.
Just going to be a lot of fun.
But that's what's going to make it so exciting. So, Stay Up Jacks, 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Real excited for that. And then tomorrow, of course, at 10 a.m. is Wake Up Jacks. I don't know how you're going to wake up after staying up.
I know, it's going to be hard.
And then, of course, at 5 p.m. tomorrow is the next Games at Night. And also, this is the first time I'm saying this publicly ever, if you are on here. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I've been working on a super special secret project. And no, it's not related to Stupid Mario or anything, but at some point on Saturday, I'm going to be uploading the first episode of a show, not Stupid Mario, that I've been working on for a little bit. And I think that you guys will really enjoy it, and I think it has the potential to really broaden the Rich Alvarez audience. And I'm really excited about it. But anyways, yeah. Can't wait also for tonight, the Switch event. So, lots of stuff happening in the world of Nintendo and the world of Rich Alvarez. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. And, by the way, hold on, let me see where's that new end cap. Somewhere on there. I mean, obviously, I want you to go to all these things. But see that big thing in the middle that says Instagram at Rich Malvarez? If you guys are not following me on Instagram, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Rich Malvarez because that's where I post probably the most these days. And, it's just like, whenever we're doing something fun or at a convention, we're out of town, I usually post a picture. And that's how you can kind of follow me in my daily life. And also don't forget to go to districtlines.com/RichAlvarez to get your Rich Alvarez t-shirts. And, of course, jacksmakesthings.etsy.com so that Jackie can make you something nice. All right, that's going to do it for us today, guys. I've had a blast. I'll see you guys later. Brr, brr.